Hello everyone and welcome to this tutorial. In this video, we are going to create a message form using PHP and MySQL. The goal is simple. User will be able to enter their name, email and a message. And we will store that information in a MySQL database. This is the perfect project if you are just starting with PHP. So let's jump right in. So the first step is to open phpMyAdmin, which is the tool we will use to manage our database. From the home page, head over to the Databases tab at the top. Here, we are going to create a new database. Let's name it message_app. Then click Create. Once the database is created, we are automatically taken inside it. Right now it's empty, so it's asking us to create a new table. Here, you can give your table a name. I'll call mine Messages and set how many columns you want. In our case, we need 5. Click this Go button here. This takes us to the table creation form, where you can define each column one by one. We won't use this method today, but it's good to know that it exists. Alright, now let's go to the SQL tab at the top, and here I'll write the SQL query to create our table. First, we write create table messages. This tells MySQL to create a new table named messages. Next, we create an ID column. It's an int, which means it holds a number. We add auto increment so that each new message gets a unique ID automatically. And we mark it as primary key, which makes this column the unique identifier for each row. Then we create a name column. It's of type varchar 100, which means it can store up to 100 characters. That's perfect for names. After that, we add an email column using varchar 100. Again, this will store up to 100 characters, enough space for most email addresses. The message column is of type text. This lets us store longer user messages, much more than a regular varchar. Lastly, we add created at. It's a timestamp which automatically stores the date and time when the message was submitted. We set its default to current timestamp, so MySQL will autofill it for us. Now the query is complete. Let's click Go to run the query. Perfect. Our table was created successfully. Now we can move on to building the HTML form and connecting it to this table using PHP. Now go to your local server's htdocs folder if you are using XAMPP or MAMP. If you are using WAMP, go to the www folder. Inside that, create a new folder and name it something like message_form. Now, let's open this folder inside our VS Code. Inside this folder, create our first file as db.php. This file will handle our connection to the database. Inside db.php, write the following code. Let's open our PHP tag to write the PHP code inside it. The host will connect to the local server on our machine. But if you are using MAMP, write here root as password. Make sure the database name exactly matches the one you created in our phpMyAdmin. Then we create a connection using new MySQLi. Finally, we check if the connection is successful. If there is an error, the message connection failed will show. let's create our next file is index.php. This will contain our HTML code, This form uses a post method and sends data to a file called submit.php, which we will create soon. Each input is marked as required, so the form won't submit it if they are empty. Now let's add some CSS to make this form look professional and clean. let's create submit.php file that will handle the form submission and insert the data into our MySQL database. This file will receive the data from our form and insert it into the messages table we created earlier. First, we are including the db.php file so we can connect it to our database. Then, we check if the form was submitted using the post method. We take the form inputs name, email and message using $_post. We write an SQL query to insert this data into our messages table. We use connection to execute the query. If it runs successfully, we show a success message, otherwise we print the error. Finally, we close the database connection using close method. And that's it. We have successfully created a working messages form using HTML, PHP and MySQL. You can now go to the browser, fill the form and your data will be saved in the database.